And we'll see you a little bit later. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Time now to get the news, travel and weather where you are.
Very good morning. This is Breakfast with Charlie State and Louise Minchin.
The 8-year-old boy who died from scurvy and wasn't seen by doctors, social workers or teachers for 7 years.
So just let you know, in a few minutes here on Breakfast, we'll speak to a member of the Welsh Assembly, Aled Roberts, and he also used to actually be a former child protection lawyer. He'll be with us at 7:10.
One of the key suspects in the murder of the former Russian spy, Alexander Litvinenko, has told the BBC he had nothing to do with the killing 10 years ago.
A British inquiry found Andrei Lugovi deliberately poisoned Mr. Litvinenko in 2006, and the killing was probably approved by President Putin. The Home Secretary, Theresa May, has said the murder was an unacceptable breach of international law. Let's get more from our Moscow, one of Mr. Litvinenko's friends. Thank you.
David Cameron will visit the Czech Republic today to discuss his demands for changes to the terms of Britain's EU membership.
The Prime Minister wants an agreement as soon as possible ahead of a referendum here on whether the UK should stay in Europe. But the French Prime Minister, Manuel Valls, says there's unlikely to be a deal soon.
Let's talk to our political correspondent. We'll find that the fact alone that he'd not been seen by a doctor, by a GP, by a dentist or a teacher since he was a toddler. Extraordinary. Proceedings were dropped.
They were, yeah.
Now, on a practical level, I'm just trying to be clear about what is it you think needs to be done. Are you saying that annually, that children are being homeschooled, someone should be going into the home and seeing the setup? Or what is it in practice that you want to change?
I think there's a difficulty to
the right. It is a right of a parent not to have their child at school. There's nothing wrong in principle with that. That is a right and it's a choice.
Yeah.
Against the necessity to make sure a child is well, either physically or mentally. How do you balance up those two things? Because there's a clash.
Thank you. It's 7:15. You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Our main story. See you a little bit later.
Let's see time now at 7:20. More of us are living in private rented accommodation than ever before. However, 1 in 6 homes are considered hazardous. Today, an extra £5 million of government funding is being announced to tackle the problem in England.
The money will go to councils to help them clamp down on rogue landlords taking advantage of tenants who are often vulnerable. Breakfast Graham Satchell reports.
I mean, can you take us through what happens next? Because I suppose that's the most important thing. It is one thing to go in there and find very bad conditions, overcrowding. I mean, what happens next if those people stay in that flat? Are they found other accommodation?
Ones that aren't licensed, what are you doing for them?
Then pursue it legally. That must run into possibly tens of thousands of pounds. That cannot happen in every case, given the money that is available. I know you're offering up more money today, but that surely doesn't touch the sides in terms of what it will actually cost.